Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. So, we are back with another episode. We're continuing with Crew. We've got a new series, or a new playlist within Crew. I believe it's to do with luxury vehicles. I accidentally did a race. I want to try and redo it if I can, but there are 13 races to do within this series or playlist. So we're going to get right to it. We're going to get straight into it. I've already got myself to where we need to start, so it saves a bit of time there. Yeah, let's get right into it.
As the Motorfest archivist, I had the privilege to be invited by prestigious European car manufacturers for a special visit. This was the beginning of my European tour, and the starting point for your new car culture experience. My journey would let me spend time among the finest machines the old continent has produced. French elegance, German peak engineering.
Welcome to the Porsche Museum. First and foremost, Porsche is something you have to drive. You have to sit in, you have to feel. If you sit in the car, then you directly recognize this is a Porsche. And
British craftsmanship.
Experience the bike that we already love. Character, performance, detail, quality, style.
I'll relate my journey for you and for my archives. These are my luxury chronicles.
Let's see what's coming up. How is this luxury ride for an introduction? For the next event of this playlist, we're going deeper into the French luxury car market. Get ready to hear everything about our archivist's second stop.
Despite its rare and premium nature, luxury cars can take many forms and come from many places. Of course, they often come from well-established luxury manufacturers, and I was about to see a lot of these on my journey. But my visit at Genti has shown us that a luxury car can bloom from the vision and passion of a single person. And today, my second stop in France has shown that luxury cars can also come from manufacturers that usually keep their distance from the luxury world. This stop was about a French everyday car manufacturer, Citroën, and their famous Citroën GT. The GT is a car which, according to its main engineer in 2008, was meant to be the supercar of 2025. The same year as this European trip. Talk about apropos. This car was originally made for a video game, but it had such an impact that they decided to make it a reality. At the time, the possibility of having the GT be mass-produced was real. But in the end, the incredible vehicle would remain a concept car for the world to admire and a very privileged few to drive. The Cologne and this Citroën GT, my tour was off to a great start. And it was only the beginning.
Can you imagine if that was actually a concept, like a real thing? I think for me, it was cars that are concepts always end up being nice looking cars. But I guess a lot of it is because they have no rules to follow, so they can make it how they envision a car to be without restrictions. So, bit of a crazy world we live in, isn't it? Next one, here we go. So I believe we now, based on what I can see on my screen, next is Bugatti Veyron. Or should I say Bugatti? Won't be the Veyron, I don't think. It's quite an old car now.
Things are getting serious. You're now about to focus on the most luxurious of French luxury car brands. No need to think twice. You've already guessed it. Our next event, Bugatti, Now and Then.
We're talking old school.
At last,
It drives.
it was
like it
finally
doesn't have
time
power
for me
steering.
to make a stop in Molsheim, home of the French luxury car brand par excellence, Bugatti. There is absolutely no way I could have skipped this more than 110-year-old institution. My enthusiasm was vindicated as I got to spend some time with the legendary machine that is the 1936 Type 57 SC Atlantic. Designed by Jean Bugatti, one of the most beautiful Bugattis ever made. A
Won't be by
car
the
that
time I finish
embodies
with it.
Bugatti's pioneering spirit and passion for perfection. What a pleasure it was to take this venerable machine through the picturesque countryside roads of France. Four units of this car were made at the time, including a single all-black version that John Bugatti kept for himself. Unfortunately, its whereabouts are a long-standing mystery, as that particular vehicle disappeared during World War II.
Probably
Or
under some rocks
did she?
somewhere. Well, pops and bangs from 1930s, eh?
To be honest, this special moment with Bugatti was one of the highlights of my European tour, especially when you know which car they're going to bring next.
Oh yeah. Lovely.
La Voiture Noire, a direct tribute to that all-black Type 57 SC I just mentioned. One of the most beautiful and most expensive cars in the world. Exclusivity, artistry, performance, and luxury. A car that is
faster, isn't it?
undoubtedly a worthy successor to Jean Bugatti's personal masterpiece. I'm pretty sure the man would have loved to see this. Anyway, for me, this was the perfect end to a perfect day. To you festival goers, I hope you'll enjoy driving these as much as I did admiring them in their native land.
Pretty car. 100%. Next one.
The Luxury Chronicles continue. We're staying with Bugatti for one last French spin with a luxurious yet very intimidating car.
Now I'm curious as to what car that is, so I have not got the foggiest. see what they have in store for us. Bugatti Vision GT. That's might be another concept car. No, it's not.
Day 4 of my glorious French sojourn. I was
think it's
staying
a
at
GT3
Bugatti's for
car.
another day, and as the icing on the cake, Bugatti served me one last exclusive piece of art on a plate. The Bugatti Vision GT. Another car originally designed for the video game industry that made it to the real world, for my pleasure and yours. If you're currently driving this car, and I believe you are, be cautious. This car may be a jewel. Once awakened, she becomes a beast.
Oh yeah. Not for the faint-hearted, is it? Can't imagine what it would be like to drive this car in real life. Then you wouldn't be able to drive it on the roads. It'd be a race car, like a track car. I could be wrong with that fact. I don't know if this is road legal at all. Yeah, I can't imagine this car drive itself in real life, will it? I know this is Crew, but the one game I'm looking forward to, and I may have already said this before, is Forza Horizon 6. When that comes out, I will be playing it, and I will be recording my experiences with that game from start to finish, hopefully. And yes, for those that are watching the walkthrough for other games, they will be completed. I'm not one to leave things unfinished, to be honest with you. But I think it's about spreading it out a little bit, keeping variety there, because I want everybody to enjoy it. I mean, if there are people out there that don't enjoy the old games, and vice versa. So I want to try and keep it versatile in that aspect. Or should I say, open to a wider audience.
Time with Bugatti and the French section of my tour were coming to an end. My next destination, Germany.
dive into French car haute couture. You're now entering the second part of this luxury vehicle experience, still narrated by our archivist. So next stop, Germany. A very special German car has been prepared for you.
I'm hoping there's a nice Mercedes in all of this. For those of you that don't know, probably no one, Mercedes has to be my favourite brand of car to exist, to be honest with you. Don't get me wrong, I love things like the Supra, the Skyline, the old-fashioned stuff, or should I say, the cars from my childhood. But if it comes to a car that I'll own, it'll be a Mercedes. I think I am yet to drive a Mercedes in this game yet, which is kind of ironic. So hard to do all of them. I think I still completed it though. Porsche, of course, Carrera GT. The car that took the life of
After
one of
a
my...
marvelous French introduction, I was now flying to Germany to pursue my work on the European luxury brands. I was expecting great things from the upcoming meetings. This leg of the journey was a promising one, as I was about to meet my esteemed counterpart at Porsche.
My name is Frank Jung, and I'm responsible here at the Porsche AG for the corporate archive and the car collection. The archive is kind of the memory of the brand, the memory of Porsche. In between the 80 cars we're showing here, the Carrera GT is one of the top stars. Top sports car of its time, a high-performance machine. And it's mainly made by hand.
My luxury chronicles were really shaping up, with one incredible encounter after another. And now, I was about to see Porsche as never before, with a special focus on the Porsche Carrera GT.
Yeah, this was the car that unfortunately took the life of someone I admired. And I believe they actually fixed the main oversight that Porsche had with this car, which was tyres. Because obviously they had to make custom tyres for this car.
Talking about German luxury cars without talking about Porsche would be nonsense. It is one of the names that belongs in the pantheon of luxury car culture. Guided by my fellow archivist from Stuttgart, I was being honored with an insider tour of their museum, from which I was getting priceless notes and pictures for my archives and for Motorfest. Among all the jewels that surrounded us, the Carrera GT took a special place in our day. A car born from a streak of Porsche victories, made to compete with the greatest. Top sports car in the 2000s, and dare I say, one of the top sports cars of all time. What a day, and what a car. I couldn't have dreamed of a better way to start my trip in Germany.
Hollow.
It is hard to beat Porsche when it comes to German luxury cars. Well, don't worry. Our archivist and the Motorfest organizers have got you covered. You'll see.
Furthest one I've had to go away yet. Furthest one away I've had to drive to. So that was me, but definitely wrong time.
Luxury Chronicles Europe, Germany, second stop, Apollo Automobile.
Again, it sounds French, German. But it is still German.
My Germany tour is officially on. After an incredible first stop in Stuttgart, I had the distinct pleasure of spending a day with Apollo Automobile and an absolute marvel of a car, the Apollo Project Evo. This car, which is still under development as I write these lines, is definitely one of the boldest and most aggressive-looking cars I've seen in my long career. The active aerodynamics, the fins, that rear spoiler, and X-Light signature, everything in this car's design screams, you're getting eaten alive.
And it's great.
And this interior, you really have to see it to believe it. Nothing short of a superhero car. There's only one existing prototype at the moment. The one I just got the chance to discover. Note to self, I really must convince Apollo to lend this car to Motorfest for our upcoming luxury cars playlist.
Oh, that's a good time. I believe there's a health bar as well.
Luxury is elegance, fine materials, and high-precision craftsmanship. But it is also the freedom to embrace a hardline approach and go all the way.
Based on a picture of the RA. Probably like a V10 plus.
After Porsche and Apollo, our archivist was only halfway through his European journey. In the next event, we'll hear what he had to say about his 7th stop, a day at Audi, with a focus on a luxury racing car. Get ready to step in the world of gentleman drivers.
Gentleman drivers is actually an old thing with Audi, Mercedes and BMW. Small little fact for you. They actually created something called the Gentleman's Agreement, where all of their cars had to be limited to 155 mile an hour. So, so that they were all equal to one another in terms of speed. Now, of course, you could de-restrict them, but upon making them, that's the agreement they came up with. GT2 car.
My trip was getting me to dig even deeper into German car culture. The people from Audi were now expecting me in the beautiful town of Ingolstadt in Bavaria. The car that they had prepared for me, and the one you, driver, should be driving when you get these notes, was a great surprise and a great addition to our luxury vehicle experience. The 2020 Audi R8 LMS GT2. A true racing car, as it was built for a very specific Grand Touring competition, the GT2 European Series. Yet also a true luxury car, as the GT2 event is in fact a particular championship designed for amateur pay drivers, a racing category for what we call the gentleman drivers. A category in which this Audi R8 is queen. LMS GT2, a car that was first introduced at Goodwood's Festival of Speed. One might wonder why.
How much seconds?
Welcome back. For the next event of our Luxury Chronicles playlist, the Archivist relates his stop at Mercedes, and you'll get to drive yet another extremely powerful car. Looks like luxury often goes together with mean performance in Germany.
I will commit. The one and only, eh? This was page cover for Horizon 5.
My last day in Germany led me to Mercedes for yet another thrilling ride. My ultimate appointment in this country was set with the breathtaking Mercedes AMG 1. The one and only, as Mercedes would say. Like all the German machines I had the pleasure to admire over the course of my trip, the Mercedes AMG 1 was indubitably on the powerful side. That's an understatement, as the One was built from the dream of bringing Formula One technology to the road. A dream that was meant to come true. Everything in this car screams Formula One. Powertrain, materials, interior. And I believe world champion Lewis Hamilton himself helped Mercedes in the development of this car. To the driver who'll get behind the wheel of this machine in the festival, you're probably not ready.
No, you're right.
trip was ending wonderfully with this Mercedes AMG 1. I was content and ready to move on to the last part of my trip.
I don't know how many we've done. Triumph.
The tour continues.
Be interesting to ride a bike with a
After
steering
France
wheel,
and
but
Germany,
we'll give it a
we'll
go.
now be focusing on British vehicles. In his notes, the archivist is telling us everything about his great first stop, a day at Triumph. That's correct. Our British luxury culture section starts with motorcycles. You are. You're going for a nice and chill ride. Pay attention, find your way, reach the destination.
There we go. One of, one of the fastest
After a
bikes on the
roller
road.
coaster of a trip through France and Germany, my luxury car pilgrimage was bringing me back to my home, Great Britain. My first encounter alone was enough to justify the trip, as I was about to meet yet another fascinating individual.
My name's Stuart Wood. I'm Chief Engineer at Triumph. We're in the Triumph Factory Visitor Experience here in Hinckley. It's a great display of motorbikes. If I had to pick just one bike, it's going to have to be the Rocket 3. It's got high performance, very high capability, high specification, really stunning looks. It really is phenomenal.
A delightful meeting that would be followed by other great surprises from my homeland. My European journey was slowly coming to an end. Yet I still had so much to see to complete my luxury chronicles. Starting with a keenly anticipated stop in Hinckley.
We pay a lot of attention to the detail and how well the bike works.
And a special rendezvous with the Triumph Rocket 3R. Cloudy grey skies and damp asphalt. I was back home, no doubt. And I couldn't be happier. I had a whole day with Triumph ahead of me, surrounded by passionate people to guide me through their motorcycle universe. Stuart Wood, concept engineer, had shared with me everything you could ever want to know about Triumph. Their 100 years of existence, the attention to detail, the perfect combination of performance and visual design. Fascinating. This Rocket 3. Big and powerful, with a remarkable 2.5-liter engine, but still easy to ride. An extreme motorcycle with a huge presence. A Triumph bike through and through. British craftsmanship, style, the passion of a whole biker community. This was shaping up to be another highlight of this European trip. All I could do is enjoy the moment. Raw performance has never looked as good as it does on a Triumph. I believe that's what they call character.
Just want to see how many are left. Another 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it there. And we'll finish the other 4 hopefully tomorrow. We'll get the other 4 done and maybe start another one. So yeah. Hope everyone has... Hold on. Hope everyone enjoyed the episode as much as I did. Very unique playlist, almost somewhat relaxed and then at times tense. Pretty much all of the playlists I've done for these videos have been amazing, sort of something to remember, something to want to replay and relive. So I'm going to leave it there. Hope everyone enjoyed the video, and I hope to be back tomorrow as long as plans don't take over. So this is me, this is David, over and out.